How do you create more balance in your life? Old-fashioned on purpose, Cultivating a Slower, More Joyful Life by Jill Winger. Winger says that most America is living a modern lifestyle where we flip a switch and we turn on the heat, the water, and the electricity, and we take it for granted. Does it make us happier or more content? Research says otherwise. Jill Winger explains in her book in more detail, but in general, we are more distant from ourselves, from nature, and from our community. We also have an increase in non-communicable lifestyle diseases, such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and depression. Technology has been efficient with irrigation, crop breeding, and genetic modification. We are producing more meat and more milk per animal, but it comes at a big cost. There has been an increase in fossil fuel use, pesticides, fertilizers, air and water pollution, loss of soil, loss of biodiversity, and an increase in food allergies, sensitivities, and cancers. Rather than focusing totally on technology, Jill suggests that we bring back some of the old farm practices and combine it with a new technology so that we have a more balanced, content life. Winger covers many topics throughout the book. I'm going to focus on gardening, cooking, and raising children. Gardens, whether we grow vertically or on rooftops or in community or school gardens, they help us slow down, connect with nature, and build community. When Jill Winger began gardening, she started slowly, one step at a time, so that she didn't become overwhelmed. She focused on mulching and compost. Then she incorporated cover crops and using insects as pollinators. Then she learned about native plants, which led her to raising chickens and eventually raising cattle the way they're supposed to be raised, eating grass so that they were healthier and also gave back to the landscape. The more Jill cooked, the more she realized how far food had to travel and where it came from, which made her more interested in eating sustainably. For instance, looking at grain, which is a very labor-intensive crop. Technology, cheap oil, and a lot of government subsidies has allowed America to produce an abundance of grain, more than we know what to do with. So we have trained cattle, pigs, chickens, and fish to eat grain. It's not their natural diet, and many of them suffer severe digestive problems because of it. We also incorporate a lot of grain derivatives in processed foods, which may be increasing food sensitivities. When technology leads us to raise unhealthy crops and animals and damages ourselves and the environment, Jill is saying that we've taken technology too far. And it makes her ask the question, how can we produce food to sustain us and help heal the planet? She suggests eating locally, seasonally, and working with nature. Leave the grassland. Let those deep roots hold in the carbon. Avoid tilling and overgrazing to help preserve the soil. And cook like your great-grandmother. Use the leftovers. Make double batches. Freeze, can, pickle. Gardening and cooking requires a lot of work with your hands. And this is good. People need to be able to create, mold, and shape. It releases a lot of dopamine and serotonin in our bodies, helping us to calm down and to feel happier. Humans will always need to be able to work with their hands to stay grounded. Children are our future, and they learn by example. Encourage their curiosity to play outside and discover. Immerse them in nature, which helps them calm down just like it does us. And with your children, cultivate community. Wave to your neighbors, be respectful, and share. It's also a good idea to let children play in the dirt. The New England Journal of Medicine compared childhood asthma rates among the Amish and the Hutterites. The Amish had significantly lower asthma rates, and the Hutterites had above average. Yet they share the same genetics and beliefs and practices, except that the Amish farm the old-fashioned way, where they are much more in contact with the soil and the healthy microbes. Those microbes are good for the microbes within us and help us be healthier. The Hutterites practice modern agriculture, and they aren't in contact with the soil as much. Jill says that we are part of the ecosystem. The more we take care of it, the more it will take care of us. Sharing her personal experiences of buying a rundown property in Wyoming and fixing it up, along with recipes and tips on growing food and raising animals, Jill Winger has written a creative, upbeat, supportive book. I think you will enjoy reading Old Fashioned on Purpose, and be sure to check out her YouTube channel, The Prairie Homestead. Thanks for watching. Keep reading and have a great week.